Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is AJ Tech. Today I am downgrading the RAM in my old 2018 Mac Mini back to the original 8GB. The reason that I'm doing this is because I have officially decided to stick with the 2020 Mac Mini M1. So this is a step-by-step guide of how to upgrade or downgrade RAM in any 2014 or older Mac Mini. So I have the Ifixit kit right here that I'm going to use. And the first thing I'm gonna do is get this little guy out. Alright, so I'm gonna use this little tool to prop open the back of the Mac Mini. As you see, it does come off pretty easily. You shouldn't have to struggle with it too much. So next we're gonna use the T6 head to remove these 3 longer screws. Then I'm going to use the same T6 to remove the remaining 3 screws. I do want to make sure that I keep them separate, just so I know which ones go where. Okay, so now we're going to lift up from the right side because the left side is connected on the inside. Carefully. I'm going to do this slow so you're not pulling on any of the wires. I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw on the inside as well. And then I'm going to use other tool, which is called a spudger, to loosen up the socket on the inside. Alright, we can place that aside. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the fan out so I can actually access the RAM. So I'm going to need to take out the screw right over here, the screw right over here, which are connected to the board, and then the 2 screws that are connected to the exhaust. Okay, so now that I have all of the screws out, I can go ahead and lift the fan up. Again, very carefully because it is connected in the back over here. So I do have access to the cables here, which I'm just going to pull right back up. And there's the fan. And now I have access to the entire board. The next thing to do is remove the power, which is right here. And you can just pull that right up. Pull that up. And then you can grab these little tweezers to get the other smaller cable up. Now I'm going to use the T10 to pull out these screws right here. Alright, so now I'm just gonna push on the exhaust edges just to get the entire logic board out. So I'm going to switch to the T5 head now to get these 4 screws out because the RAM is right under this little cage. Now that the screws are out, I'm just going to lift this little cage up. And take off these little rubbers on the We're just going to pull these little metal bits to the side, and that should pop nothing out. So I was taking off the little rubber bits the clips actually got pulled to the side, which released both of the RAMs. So I'm just going to remove the first one, remove the second one. So now I'm going to put in the original 4 gigabytes, and I'm just going to slide in the module and make sure it's lined up, and then I'm just going to snap it back into its original position. And I'm going to do that with the second one as well. Now that we have the modules in place, we can start putting the Mac Mini back together. I'm going to put the cage back on. Now we're going to slide the logic board right back into the casing. Make sure there's no cables in the way. Alright, now that that's back in, I'm just going to reconnect the screws over here and just work backwards in the exact same way that I started. Now that the logic board is back in its casing, we're going to use the T10 screwdriver head to connect those 2 screws right there. Now that those screws are secured, I'm going to go ahead and connect the little cable back here. And that should snap right into place. Next I'm going to reconnect the power. Now I'm going to connect the fan connector right down there. Once that is secured, I'm going to bring the fan right back down to the exhaust. Now I'm just going to use the T6 head to reconnect the screws over here and the 2 ones back over here. Now we're going to replace the antenna wire back into the little socket down there. So I'm just going to bring this over, just like when we were moving it. So line it up. Snap it into place. And then secure it with the screw. I'm starting down here because that was kind of my indication of where the short screw was. So if one short screw goes here, I'm going to put the other 2 over here, and the 3 long screws will go in those holes right there. Alright, and then we're basically done. I'm just going to clean this up a little and then put the back plate back on. Just just gonna line that up and it should press right back in. And there, that's it. Replace the RAM back to the original 8GB Intel. And that's it, I've replaced the RAM in my 2018 Mac Mini. Thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I am putting out content every week, so stay tuned. Again, this is A&J Tech. Goodbye. Again, this is A&J Tech. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I am putting out content every week, so stay tuned.